The crimson sun of Nexira Prime cast long shadows across the abandoned shipyard with Lisa crouched behind a stack of rusted metal containers. At only 12 years old, she had learned to make herself invisible in a world that had forgotten how to protect its children. The war between the Galactic Consul and the Dragon Warriors had ravaged her home planet, leaving orphans like her to scavenge among the ruins. Lisa's small fingers gripped the edge of the container. As voices drifted toward her on the evening breeze, she recognized the harsh accent immediately. Consul soldiers. Her heart hammered against her ribs as she pressed herself deeper into the shadows, barely daring to breathe. "The trap is set," one soldier said, his voice thick with satisfaction. "When the Dragon Warrior arrives, he'll walk straight into the spaceship. The moment he crosses the threshold, the electromagnetic pulse will activate. His armor will be useless, his weapons dead. He'll be ours." Another voice laughed darkly. "Commander Vex wants him alive. Vin Diesel, the legendary Dragon Warrior. Imagine the propaganda value. The rebellion will crumble once they see their hero in chains." Lisa's eyes widened. Vin Diesel. Everyone knew that name. He was the warrior who had single-handedly liberated 3 colonies. The man whose dragon-forged armor made him nearly invincible. The children in the refugee camps whispered stories about him like legends, hoping he would come and save them all, and now he was walking into a trap. The soldiers continued their conversation, discussing tactical positions and backup plans. Lisa memorized every word, though her mind raced. What could she do? She was just a child, small and powerless, but she couldn't let them capture Vin Diesel. Too many people depended on him. Too many children like her needed hope. As the soldiers moved away to their positions, Lisa slipped from her hiding spot. The old shipyard sprawled before her, a maze of derelict vessels and broken machinery. According to the soldiers, Vin Diesel would arrive at the northern entrance within the hour. She had to reach him first. Her bare feet made no sound as she navigated through the debris. Years of survival had taught her how to move like a ghost. She climbed over fallen beams and squeezed through narrow gaps, her small size an advantage for once. The journey that would take an adult 20 minutes took her only 12. The northern entrance loomed. Ahead, a massive gateway that had once welcomed merchant vessels from across the galaxy. Now it stood silent and dark, a monument to better times. Lisa found a vantage point atop a control tower and waited, her breath coming in short gasps from the exertion. She didn't have to wait long. A figure emerged from the wasteland beyond the shipyard, moving with purpose and power. Even from a distance, Lisa recognized him. Vin Diesel stood over 6 feet tall, his dragon-scale armor gleaming with an otherworldly blue light. The armor was said to be forged from the hide of the last star dragon, granting its wearer incredible strength and resilience. His face was stern, marked by the scars of countless battles, but his eyes held something she hadn't expected: kindness. He was heading straight for the trapped spaceship. "Wait!" Lisa's voice cracked as she shouted, her courage nearly failing her. "Don't go in there." Vin Diesel stopped immediately, his hand moving to the plasma blade at his hip. His eyes scanned the area until they found her, a small figure waving desperately from the tower. In one smooth motion, he covered the distance between them, leaping up the structure with impossible grace. "Who are you?" His voice was deep but gentle, nothing like the harsh tones of the soldiers. "Lisa," she managed, suddenly shy now that he stood before her. "I heard the Consul's soldiers. They've set a trap in that spaceship, an electromagnetic pulse. They want to capture you alive." Vin Diesel studied her for a long moment, his expression unreadable. Then he knelt down to her level, bringing his imposing frame closer to her small one. "You risked revealing yourself to warn me." Lisa nodded, finding her courage again. "Everyone's counting on you. The other kids. We tell stories about you. You're our hope. I couldn't let them take that away." Something shifted in the warrior's eyes, a flicker of emotion that might have been pain or gratitude or both. He placed a large, gauntlet hand gently on her shoulder. "What you did took more bravery than any battle I've fought. Thank you, Lisa." He stood and surveyed the shipyard with new understanding. "How many soldiers?" "At least 20 that I heard. They're positioned around the perimeter, waiting for you to enter the ship." Vin Diesel smiled, and it transformed his scarred face into something almost joyful. "Then let's not disappoint them, but we'll give them a different show than they expected." He extended his hand to her. "Stay close to me. I'm getting you out of here first." Before Lisa could protest, he had scooped her up and was moving through the shipyard with incredible speed. The world blurred around her as he navigated the terrain with the precision of someone who had spent a lifetime in combat. Behind them, she heard shouts. The soldiers had spotted them. Plasma fire lit up the evening sky, but Vin Diesel moved like liquid shadow, his armor absorbing the few shots that came close. He deposited Lisa at a safe distance, behind a reinforced bunker. "Stay here. Don't come out until I return for you. But trust me," he said softly. "You saved my life today. Now let me save yours." Lisa watched as the Dragon Warrior turned back toward the shipyard. Instead of avoiding the trap, he was running straight toward it, but on his own terms. She understood then. He wasn't running away from the fight. He was bringing it to them. The sounds of battle echoed across the wasteland as night fell. Lisa huddled in the bunker, praying to stars she could no longer see through Nexera's polluted sky. She had done all she could. The rest was up to him. When silence finally fell, she feared the worst. But then a familiar silhouette appeared in the bunker entrance. Vin Diesel stood there, battered but unbowed, his armor scorched but intact. "It's over," he said simply. "You're safe now." As he helped her out of the bunker, Lisa saw the disabled Consul forces being secured by other dragon warriors who had arrived as reinforcements. Vin Diesel had turned the trap against its creators, using their own ambush positions against them once he knew where they were hiding. "What will happen to me now?" Lisa asked quietly. The warrior knelt beside her once more. "There's a colony, New Haven, where children like you are cared for, protected. Would you like to go there?" Lisa nodded, tears streaming down her dirty face, tears of relief, of hope, of finally being safe. "Then that's where you'll go," Vin Diesel promised. "And Lisa, when you're old enough, if you want to join us, to help others the way you helped me today, there will always be a place for you among the dragon warriors." As they walked toward the transport ship, Lisa looked up at the warrior who had become real, more human and heroic than any story. She had been just a small girl with a warning, but today she had changed the course of a war. And tomorrow, maybe, she would find a home. The stars were beginning to pierce through Nexera's haze, and for the first time in years, Lisa allowed herself to hope for a brighter future.